Hi everyone. Welcome to the second video of the first week of the spring 2026 semester in English 2332. I'm still Joseph Fly, and let's get down to brass tacks. By now you've had a chance to print out the syllabus, kind of look over, maybe highlight or underline a few things. I want to take just a few minutes here to point out some specific details. First of all, there's no textbook this semester. Yay! Instead, I've posted a reading links. It's a separate page on the same tab as the syllabus, and you just click on it and it'll pull it up. Now, of course, you can read these texts online, but I strongly recommend that you consider printing out these stories and poems and putting them together in a binder. For me, it just works better. It helps me to see it on the page. I like to underline it. It's quicker to reference, and I just seem to remember the material better. But anytime we get ready to start a new piece of literature, like we are this week we're reading, by the way, Gilgamesh, which is a fantastic epic poem. I think you'll enjoy it. But before you read it, you want to learn, you want to know three things. You want to know who all the characters are. They're not the minor characters, but you want to know who all the major characters are. Gilgamesh and Enkidu and Shamhat and Shamash and Utnapishtim and Anu and Humbaba and Ishtar. So be sure you know who these people are. It'll make more sense. Then you want to go online and just look up a good summary of the plot. What's going to happen? Just get a good idea of the major action, the main points of the poem, and then the main ideas, the themes of the poem. Gilgamesh is a fascinating poem because it literally is the first piece of writing we have of this type. There are other types of writing, but this is the first piece of literature we have. And it goes back some 4,700 years, 4,700 years old. But it's great writing. We're not studying it simply because it's the first of its type. We're studying because it really is great literature. Looking at your syllabus, I noticed that you're going to have three major exams, and we will be using HonorLock as our virtual proctor. Now, if you don't like HonorLock, I don't blame you. I'm not a fan myself, but it's the best tool that we have to help us maintain academic integrity, which is required by SACS, our accrediting agency. However, if you just really don't like it, and if you live reasonably close, you're more than welcome to come into my office. I have printed versions of all these tests, and take a pencil and paper version in person. Be sure to bring your ID and a number 2 pencil, but that's really no problem at all. Just let me know. I would ask that you take it as close to the test date as possible. Most of these tests are open for 24 hours. So yeah, just let me know. We'll work it out. Then you have 3 response papers. Now, these response papers are not research papers. I don't want you to do any research at all. Just read the text, pick one specific aspect, and I'll help you, but pick one specific aspect of the text and just react to it. Just give me your feelings. What do you think? What do you feel? How does it make you react to the paper? Of course, you've got 20 discussion posts at 10 points apiece and the final exam. So obviously we're working on a 1,000 point semester. The policy on late work is not accepted. The policy on AI is not allowed. Now, I know that AI is going to become more and more widely available, more and more widely adopted in our culture, and there will be a point in time at which it will be widely used throughout higher education. For right now, though, South Plains College has said we're going to be more cautious, and so we're going to go old school. So don't use AI for anything. Don't use AI to write your paper or check your grammar or anything. Just do it all yourself. Writing is a pretty basic skill, and I have confidence that you can do it. Our writing assignments are not particularly hard, but yeah, and when you have questions, please feel free to ask. Be sure to look over student responsibilities, and those are basically read and take notes of all the announcements. Watch the videos as often as you need to. Yeah, watching the videos is required. Do your homework early enough to ask for help when you need it. Be familiar with the information in the syllabus. Read everything that's assigned to you, and everything that you turn into me must clearly be on topic. Let's talk for a moment about the discussion posts. They're only 10 points apiece, but there are 20 of them this semester. So most weeks we'll be doing either one or two, and they do add up. So if you miss one or two, it's not that big a deal. But after that, you'll begin to notice a hole in your points. So I encourage you, just make it your goal to do all of them. And again, like I said, a lot of them will be very similar to that first one. I'm hoping you've had a chance to do the first discussion post already. It's just tell us about yourself in 200 words or more. Tell us who you are, where you're from, your major, your pets, your job, your interests, your hobbies, your goals, anything you want to tell us about yourself, anything that you feel comfortable sharing. At the bottom of your screen, there should be a little word count, so that will tell you how close you are to 200 words. And you can go as far over as you want to, but I would encourage you to keep it, reasonable. But it does have to be at least 200 words. What do you do if it's not 200 words and you've already submitted? It's no big deal. They're not due until Sunday at 11:55. So as long as you catch it before the due date, just submit another one. Now, you can't add them together. If your first one was 100 words and you turn in a second one that has 100 words, that's not 200 words. That's still just 100 words. But you can copy and paste from the first one and just add to it. But make sure you've got one post of at least 200 words that's squarely on topic and not AI generated, submitted before the due date. And those really don't take long. You can turn on the dictation function of Microsoft Word and just tell me about yourself, then copy and paste that. Okay, the syllabus also has the required syllabus statement. We will be using online proctoring, like we said. There's online tutoring available, penalties for online proctoring violations, AI we talked about. Okay, so this is the way the course works. This is the course calendar. And be careful. Where's that? Those first 5 pages, those are locked in. Those are set in stone. The course calendar is tentative, which means it's subject to change. Now, I try not to change it, but occasionally we get behind and we have to knock something off, or we'll push a due date back or something like that. So keep track. This week 1, is just the introduction to the course. I'll post up some details on formatting, and of course you've got the syllabus. I hope you're looking at it right now. Next Monday there's no class, but week 2 is still a full week somehow. And that's when we begin Gilgamesh. Hopefully you'll have started reading it before. It's not a terribly long poem, but it's interesting, but it may take you more than 1 week to get through it, is all I'm saying. You'll also get your first response paper assignment sheet next week. Then in week 3, we start the Hebrew Bible, which is just another name for the Old Testament. We're doing a little bit of Genesis. We're doing the entire book of Job, but Job is a short book. And then we're doing 5 different Psalms. After that, we're spending 2 weeks on the Odyssey, written by Homer. I think you'll really like that one. Then 1 week on Sappho and Sophocles. Then Oedipus Rex. Then Plato. Then that wraps up the early history or prehistory. Well, no, it doesn't. I'm sorry. Then Beowulf. Then that wraps up that unit. Then we get into the Middle Ages and Dante's Inferno. We're not going to read Purgatory or Paradise, but we're going to read summaries of them. Then Chaucer, then Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, then William Shakespeare. And that's about it. I'm looking forward to a good semester. I hope that you'll email me when you have questions. Remember to start a new email. Be careful. Don't click reply to those emails that come from me. If you look at them, you'll notice it says that the email address, it comes from a place called do not reply at blackboard.com. So don't reply to the ones that say do not reply. Instead, start a new email, address it to jfly@southplainscollege.edu, and let me know what questions you have. I will try to answer all of your emails within 24 hours, but except for the weekends. My weekends tend to be kind of chaotic. But sometimes the answer is, let me check, or I'll look it up when I get back to the office. So, because I tend to answer a lot of emails on my cell phone. But sometimes the answer is, I'll let you know as soon as I know. Look over the syllabus, start reading Gilgamesh, and let me know when you have questions. Have a great first week of the semester.